the wonderful sound. Maybe not for you.
I loved this sound.
You did? Okay.
Satisfying.
You were a supporter, though, of the 360 during that generation,
I loved
right?
it. I loved the 360 over the PlayStation 3.
It's when things jumped to the 4 that you jumped.
I jumped because of the IPs.
Okay.
Like, I was more a fan of the IPs for PlayStation in general.
Right on. I've been it's no stranger that I've been a loyal Xbox supporter for a long time.
Yeah.
But again, welcome everyone to this segment here of the weekly dosage. As if you haven't learned by now, we've taken some Fridays off from being live to be with friends, family, or just plain old rest and gaming and doing what we want to do on a Friday night again. No offense to you guys. We're glad that you're watching this, whether it's a premiere or on one of our various channels on demand. But as you can see, we're not live every Friday anymore. We're getting together live for just special occasions. But we don't want to keep you without content. So this is why we're taking this new approach. And the game of the week, what is it?
Skate 3.
As you can see below the little logo there, our graphic. Yeah.
Unintentional.
Right on the nuts. Shout out to iRob. You would like that.
You want to know some cool fact about Skate?
There's 3 of them.
Yeah. Also, I played this game so much that I actually did a lot of the replay stuff.
What does that mean for the people that don't know?
You can go in and... That's like...
Smooth.
You can go in and actually like edit your replay.
To make skate videos.
Yeah, to make skate videos. I took a bunch of them and actually made a skate video for like my old channel like a long time ago.
Like you would see in like stuff that you'd buy on tape.
Exactly.
Shout out to collecting tapes, Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Yeah.
That was a thing, and that's why you collected tapes in that game, because people put out tapes of them skating. For those that don't watch skateboarding or know about the history of skateboarding, it's probably like, I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, like I used to just... Oh, I thought I could get in front of that car. I used to just ride around in this game and just perform like tricks that you would actually see. This game was so much fun. I spent so many times.
Now, are you a skater in real life?
I was. I haven't done it in a long time.
You skateboarded?
Yeah. I also fruit booted.
Fruit boot, yeah. That was the insult from the wood pushers.
Yep. Wood pushers and fruit booted.
Yeah. I did both as well. I was better actually at inline than I was at skateboarding. I enjoyed skateboarding. I broke a lot of them, so it became very expensive, which I didn't enjoy because my first job was making $4.75 an hour, and skateboard decks are not cheap.
No, they're like $100-something bucks.
Yeah, for decent ones, and then you got to get the nice trucks.
Yeah, the
nice
nice bearings
for it. It's a lot. It's a hobby. It's an expensive hobby. I'm going to take a wild guess here, and I'm probably right.
Yeah, you probably are.
You used to play with the little...
Oh, yeah, tech decks, I still have them.
Okay, I figured you were the personality type for that.
I actually still have them in my nightstand.
See, I knew it. I had a couple. I got in trouble at my desk for playing with them. I guess it was annoying.
Yeah.
But whatever. Definitely did that. I used to collect the various magazines.
Thrasher and...
And actually put pictures on my wall. I was a big fan of this stuff. It sucks that I fell out of it. Again, expensive hobby, risky hobby. You can get hurt pretty bad.
We didn't wear like anything. I didn't ollie high enough. We didn't wear any like pads or anything.
I didn't wear pads. They got in the way. They were restricting. I felt, which is silly because if you take one nasty spill, it's your donezo. So let's talk about, this is the 3rd installment of the franchise, the last one we've seen. We have not seen one on this new generation, and the new generation's been out for 6 years.
I know.
So, I mean, we're talking about, this game is 9 years old. This game came out in May 2010. It was a sequel to 2009's Skate 2. So, I mean, this game's almost a decade old. Visually very good still. Obviously, you're seeing it up-resed for the Xbox One.
Yeah.
They do that, which is a really nice feature. But even back then, this game was visually impressive.
Yeah. And, like, coming from Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, like, you would think, like, using the stick
It makes sense.
It does, but you think using it, you're like,
It's an interesting transition coming from those games. Obviously, Tony Hawk being more of an arcade feel in comparison, but this isn't a bad, I guess, exit from that style. The thing that took me a while, and I'm glad they tweaked it in the second and third game, because I don't recall, correct me if I'm wrong, if they had really good camera perspectives or options.
In this?
In the first one. I know in the third one.
I don't remember too much in the first one.
Because they have it where it's the low-end perspective, where it favors the board, or the actual skater perspective, which I prefer. I like to get a full visual of what I'm trying to do.
And a lot of what I actually really liked about this is in Tony Hawk you could have an endless combo.
Yeah, it just keeps going and going.
Yeah.
So comparing obviously this to the obvious Tony Hawk franchise, this is more simulation realistic, whereas that one was arcade.
Yeah.
It's hard to say what you prefer because they're so different, but yet they're the same. Because honestly, more of my memories and my fond memories of skateboarding games comes with the first few installments of Tony Hawk.
Yeah, me too.
They went downhill, pun intended, I suppose, as they came out. And then much like Skate, like, did this franchise get better with 1, 2, into 3?
Yes, it did. I can't remember for the life of me, like... Oh, shit.
My beef was the maps. Like, I'm not in love with Skate 3's world.
I was going to say, I don't know if they're the same. I don't think they are.
They weren't. I want to say 2 I had the most fun with. Most notably with the second one was with all the times you bailed and all the bones you broke.
Yeah.
I thought that was...
still do, like... You can, like, let off your board in this, too.
Yeah, you can get off your board. Around. I think it's the Y.
Yeah.
Yep. Which, that was introduced into American Wasteland. I don't know if that was the first Tony Hawk game to do it, but notably it was one of the first ones. Maybe Underground, but definitely American Wasteland. It was one of the launch titles on the 360 that I actually bought when I got my 360.
Really?
I got that and King Kong.
Oh, yeah.
And then shortly after that first holiday, Call of Duty 2. So that was a really solid first holiday with the 360, which at that time was the most powerful console because the PS3 had not come out yet.
Right.
It was a year later that the PS3 launched. So like it was awesome having a 360 at launch. I was very happy with that system. There was a period of about a year though that it sat in a bin.
Which one?
The 360.
Really?
Where I didn't touch it.
Let's see if I can do this.
It wasn't until Modern Warfare and Halo 3 that I pulled that thing out and signed back up for Xbox Live.
Did late flip. Cool.
I had to lull in gaming for a while though, mostly because I was really busy with music at the time, and that took up almost all my free time.
Yeah. That will do it.
Yeah. Tried hard to be a rock star. Here I am.
Doing strains. I was so much into this game when it came out. Like, this is all I played for a long time.
I just like that it's just the passive, like, you can just go skate. Like, that's clearly the market of the game. Like,
Yeah.
you're a skateboarder, you just go skate. Like, that's fun for people who enjoy this as a recreation.
Oh, I think I'm at
The end of the map.
end of the map.
So obviously there's a story mode to this. There's competitions,
There
various
is.
other things.
I don't remember. Oh, challenge map.
So here's some of the things you can do. It's not just run around.
It's
this
not just
skateboard.
riding around the whole thing.
All right, I'm gonna take you one more place. And
So
Shingo,
stay within
make sure you
150
get it all,
feet
alright?
of this dude's thing.
Okay, come on. I think he's just trying to be like, hey, here's how you do things.
So you just have to stay within. You don't have to actually trick, do you?
No, but I
Just for
enjoy
style, yeah. So let's break down this. Obviously, the third installment. He's doing this. Third installment in the Skate series, developed by EA Black Box and published by Electronic Arts, as we didn't know already. Came out in May 2010 for PS3 and the 360.
No.
Again, as described, open world gameplay. We obviously know that here it can be played from a third person's perspective. It'd be very difficult to do a skateboard game in the first person.
Yeah.
That'd be incredibly weird.
Can't ollie high enough, barely.
The game takes place in the fictional city of Port Carverton. So, a fun little pun on skating, if you will, which embraces skateboarding, unlike skateboarding as a crime mentality portrayed in the second game. So again, this is a skateboarding world that embraces it. The city is set up for it. On the second game, you're basically an outlaw. Although the location is more colorful and friendly, placed in Skate 2's desaturated and grainy streets, the gameplay provides a similar feel to the first and second games. There's 3 districts here, obviously. Downtown, the University, and Industrial. And the overall look of the city is very clean, except the Industrial. Each district having its own unique designs and monuments. The downtown, as you'll see, is full of slick, rigid ledges and rails, while the university is full of banks and open areas. And Industrial is the most unusual, as it is home to a huge quarry that has bricks of stone.
First, let me just tell you a couple of pointers. Number 1, don't talk too much. People don't.
For those fan, as you can see, there are some skate icons, some recognizable people. Who was your favorite skateboarder? Did you follow any particular?
Yeah. So there was actually. I liked all of them. I like Eric Costin, Bob Burnquist for the vert stuff.
Old school,
yeah.
Which is weird.
Rodney Mullins, the king of freestyle. And there's also this. I think he's big now, but when I first saw a video of him, his name was PJ Ladd. He's really big now, but there was a VHS back in the day called PJ Ladd's Wonderful Horrible Life, I think it was called.
Okay.
But it was so good. He did this really, really good street freestyle. If you don't know what freestyle is,
check it out.
Essentially you're staying in one spot, kind of moving the board around, with just your feet, doing flips with it and stuff like that. It's really good. Did you follow any?
I mean, most notably, this sounds cliche, but the tapes that I collected were CKY.
All right,
obviously for BAM, but as well as to push his crew of skating. He was known as a big skateboarder. Element was a big company. And I enjoyed watching those not only for the skating, but for just the stupidity that they would get themselves.
I can't remember which one it was, but there was one where they hung his butt over the edge of a building and just pooped off the side of a building.
So I mean, it was the various stuff like that. Obviously, the linking up. They were familiar with Tony Hawk, who was the big name. Obviously, first individual on a vert to what was it? Yeah.
Hey, that was pretty cool.
So stuff like that. I wasn't besides the names that you named and the notable characters in Tony Hawk. That's how I got my introduction to a lot of the major players.
Yeah. Well, A2 Brandon actually got me into a lot of stuff.
Alright, that was
good. I skated together.
But we can do more.
And my friend Brad.
So much more.
I haven't seen in years.
Shout out to Absent Brad.
Absent Brad.
In this game, there's some notables that we were speaking of. Danny Way.
It's good to start with the basics.
Eric Costin, as you mentioned, among others.
Alright. It's time to play with the park editor.
Similar, as we mentioned, to Tony Hawk games, Skate features a skate.park mode that allows players to build custom skate parks.
Yeah, like I'm doing now.
Right here. Honestly, that is huge for anyone that loves indoor parks or parks in general. You set up your own lines and get to trick
so much more you can do with Park Editor.
This makes me want to get a 360.
You can really check it out.
Or you can get an Xbox One.
But it's way more expensive to do. But
it's more reliable.
And then I'd have to pay for Game Pass.
Worth it. And yes, this is available on Game Pass or EA's service.
I can just get it on PC.
Yeah.
Origin.
Yeah, Origin account. I honestly haven't fired up my 360, as you can see down there.
It still has the memory card in it.
It does still have a memory card. Was that 8 megabytes or something crazy?
What was your favorite skate video?
Like skate video in general?
Yeah.
Things are falling out of the sky. There's so much
know.
stuff here to skate.
Yeah.
This place is
I
off
don't
the
know.
charts.
Mine was definitely Yeah Right
check
by
that
a girl.
Even the
Okay.
security
Skate
guards
team
skate.
called Girl. Super good. It had Owen Wilson in it.
Yo, I gotta break out.
He
I
had a
got
little
some biz
move,
to
a
handle,
little
so
trick
I'll
he
see
did.
y'all later.
Frontside blunt slide.
So, yeah.
But it
hit us
wasn't
up
really
if you
Owen
ever
Wilson.
want anything.
Oh,
It was like he did a whole thing where he's like talking about how he did this cool stuff, and he like grabbed a board and he's like, all right, I'll show you what I got.
Tricks on this spot,
And then
bro.
so they just
like,
made it
was
seem like
a-
it was him?
It was a shot from the
All right,
back,
get
yeah.
thrashing.
Ah, okay. Let's say he doesn't strike me as a skateboarder.
No. I didn't hit the.
So you
back.
have the little rewind feature, so you don't have to go all the way back up to
Right.
the top of a trick or top of a thing to land it.
Perfect.
Yeah. You can set like a marker.
There's a lot of good
Nice.
photos here. Choose one.
So you can pick photos for your covers of your magazines.
Yeah. Down this way, and you can like change the brightness and.
Did you ever play the online for this?
I did. Played it a lot.
So there are online game modes called One Up, Domination, Own the Lot.
We just played free skate.
Just free skate with
Yeah.
friends? Okay. One Up, players compete in turns to beat the other team's last score. Domination, teams compete to gain the most points. And Own the Lot, 2 or more players try to complete tasks before their time limit ends.
It looks sick. That's the type of stuff that's gonna sell boards. You get
So Skate 3 has
sell boards.
no
You know
offline
what?
multiplayer
That's how
game
the
modes
game
on the
works.
disc. Players must
Everything you
purchase
do
the
sells
Sand Van
boards.
Party
Shoot
Pack
photos, film, do
to
a
access
race, kill yourself
party play
on a
mode for
hobby,
offline,
even doing
Yeah.
which is
stuff
kind of
online.
annoying.
Pretty simple, right?
It
Now
should
go
have
hit
been
the streets.
included, but you know. This was around the time that people were pretty mad at EA.
Yeah.
Like, they were doing some pretty terrible things where they were charging people extra money for online capabilities if you didn't purchase the game new. I believe it was around $10. A lot of sports games were doing that as well.
I remember that.
So it was dark times for EA. And I think this is one of those games they kind of let go off to the side. In regards to modern skate games, there was one that we had seen in recent E3s. You remember the name of it?
I don't remember the name of it, no.
And has it come out yet?
It is not.
I was gonna say, I don't believe I've seen anything as far as a release. So the plot of this particular game, sometime after Skate 2, the player character has proven that they are one of the best and now goes by the alias The Legend. They are attending Port Carverton University. After a failed attempt to jump the shark, a Thrasher challenge at the stadium, his next goal in life is to be the best skating mogul. By making a team composed of skaters like him, his goal is selling over 1 million boards while doing the same odd jobs around Port Carverton. So, for those wondering what is the story, that's the story. Not like groundbreaking.
No, but I mean, with the gameplay that you have,
It's fine. It doesn't need to be like an
Extravagant.
espionage like story. That would be just silly. Because I feel more than that would feel like a distraction from what it's trying to achieve too.
yeah. I like to do like lines and stuff. That's what I had a lot of fun with.
So does John Jones.
Oh, cocaine joke.
Um,
So like I would be like, I'm gonna start by gapping this stair set. I would jump this stair set and I missed that time.
so one of the things that you're missing out on here, and we didn't want to include because of copyright, is the licensed soundtrack. That was one of the big things that people still to this day talk about with the Tony Hawk games. You know, what songs were on it. These games also have a really good custom
Take that, friend.
soundtrack. 46 licensed tracks on this particular one.
We gotta get more speed.
So being a third installment in the series, was this, as we talked briefly, was this your favorite one?
Yeah. I mean, it's the most recent, so it's the one I remember the most.
Yeah. Ooh. As far as critics, there are various critics. Average scores I'm seeing 80 out of 100, 8.5 out of 10, 8 out of 10, 8.75 out of 10, a C plus from someone, 7.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
What would you give it? I mean, that's an average to above average score.
I think 80 is perfect.
80, yeah. So not a perfect skate game, but it's worthy of plenty of time or hours invested.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What would you have added or changed?
Make the online mode a little better. A little, I don't know, a little easier to get into and out of.
If I were to see something different with a skate game in regards to online, you nailed it. I would want a more, I guess, larger world or playground to play with
I was
online.
gonna say that too.
Imagine this, but with the map size of GTA 5.
That'd be amazing.
With having a full immersive city set up like this to do tricks on. Like that, to me, it's achievable.
Yeah.
So I just wonder, is there still a demand for skating like there was back then?
Yeah, I think so, because I look up randomly, I'll be like, oh man, I missed Skate 3. And then I'm like, oh, I wonder if there's a Skate 4 coming out. You know? So I'll look it up, and then like I see so many people that are like, when's Skate 4 coming out? Like, just forums and...
Well, we thought when they were doing that teaser thing
Yeah.
that it was going to be a Skate 4, and then it was nothing of relation.
I don't get my speed at all.
Let's see. So, EA has shut down the game's servers at the end of 2016, so you can't even play this game online right now.
Yeah.
There is a note here that says just prior to E3 in 2018, they reactivated the servers. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Leading to speculation of announcement or remaster of Skate 3. So that never came to fruition of any formal announcement. Whether or not...
Remastered Skate 3 would be like amazing for me.
Yeah. I mean, it already, like I said, it already looks great with the up-res.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's really fun. I really enjoy this game. Even still, like, I'm just playing it for the first time in years right now. It's like coming back to me.
Like riding a bike
Yeah.
or a skateboard. That's what they need to bring back, honestly. Hoffman.
Dave Mirra? Oh,
Well, Dave Mirra was another one, but Hoffman
yeah.
was a great one. That was basically a clone of Tony Hawk, but with a BMX bike.
Yeah. Have you ever played Aggressive Inline?
Yes.
The game was so fun. It was bad. But
I was
like,
going to say, it was not great, though.
no, it was like the aggressive inline game you didn't want but had, so you got to play.
Yeah, I got it in like a bin for like $1 or something. I had it for a brief period. I might actually still have a copy somewhere. But yeah, I definitely played that one. It's not great, but it's one of those that if you played skating games, that you've played that one.
Yeah. Man, that's all the stuff that we liked back in the day.
My first exposure to a skating game, which shout out to iRob if you're watching, was an Atari and Nintendo game called Skate or Die.
Oh yeah.
They made a sequel to it as well, but I most notably remember the first one. You had a little city map, and you can go do a vert, you can do down the street challenge, and there are a couple other contests that you could do in the game. Controls were rough, and it was a very basic game, obviously due to limitations of the hardware at that time. But that was my first exposure to an actual skating game in the world of skating. I was very young. It influenced me enough, and again, the reason I shout out to iRob, him and I were in one of our first bands together. The first song that we wrote in that band, we actually called Skate or Die.
Nice.
And the kids that we hung out with at that time were all skaters. So it became Skater's Anthem. And then the lyrics in the chorus was Skate or Die. So it was their Skater's Anthem. And the chant was, all the people say, and then they would say Skate or Die. And then the other half of the chant was, all the people say, fuck your parents. So it was the rebellious skate anthem. We're going to do what we want. We're going to skate, and we don't like our authority, our parents. So very rebellious, very stereotypical of your skater, persona.
Right.
But it was one of those easy first songs. It was fun. It was just a very four on the floor, just driving, fast beat, just punkish.
Whatever you want,
It's funny. That was a long time ago. That was almost 20 years ago
Oh, geez.
that we wrote that. So, a shout out to 20 years ago. If y'all watching even remember 20 years ago.
I was 12.
I was 14. Good God. Got my first drum kit.
You played guitar though, right?
My first band, I was drummer. Drummer and singer. Had a microphone between my legs and had the drums. And the reason I actually picked up a guitar is because we kept finding drummers to play with us, and we couldn't find a guitar player. As weird as that sounds. It's like everyone we knew played drums. So we had another kid come sit in on drums who was really good.
Yeah.
And then I picked up a guitar and learned it. And that's when I started on guitar. So it was only by default because I couldn't find a guitarist to stick around.
So you were just like, I'll do it.
And I was like, I guess I'll try. Can't hurt. I was never a lead guitarist, I can tell you that much. I was a good rhythm and came up with riffs.
You had like 6 solos. And...
No. I think I wrote maybe 3 solos in my life. I was not a solo guitar player. But I could come up with a good riff.
Riffs are good though, essentially.
Yeah, the driving force of a song. The melody.
Just hanging out.
So, before we end this segment of the dosage, or this part of the dosage, depending on how the edits work, what is your favorite spot to trick? Do you remember how to get there?
I was just there, but I don't think that was the right spot.
Okay.
But I spent a lot of time here.
My favorite was the downhill through the pipes in this.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one.
So
At the very end.
at the very top, and then you go
And you
down.
go all the way down at the very end, there's like a ramp. And if you hit off of it, you can actually hit this upper deck balcony. I did a quad kickflip just because I had so much speed.
I love jumping over the overpasses.
Yeah, that was fun too.
Like that, those were. I always try to get as much speed as I could to land those and do that over and over again. I like big ramps, like big air. At the
Oh, like at the Olympics or like X Games.
yeah, big air competition, snowboarding, skateboarding. I love those. They blow my mind what they can do.
I always loved like the street sessions.
Street's fun
That was my favorite.
because they do really cool stuff. But excuse me, if you can go to the top of that thing, which is literally at the top of a freaking football stadium,
Oh yeah.
and go all the way down and hit that thing, I mean, you're going fast. You got balls, and you got high pitched squealing. About to happen. But yeah, this has been our segment here. Do you want to take us out with a really good string of tricks?
Yeah. Give her a good giver.
Let's see what you can put together. Go big or go home.
That was nothing.
Yes.
It's I'm getting into the rhythm of the controller again, or the game.
The rhythm of the. Oh,
With a bail. We'll go out with a bail. With a bang.
with a bang. So again, thank you all for checking out this segment. Join us every Friday for new content, whether it be live or pre-recorded. It's still new to you. We appreciate you checking out and continuing to be a part of DNA's Weekly Dosage.
Deekly Wosage.
So, until our next segment, thank you all, and
Keep skating.
later. Yeah, keep skating. You do it.
Keep
Do
skating.
what he tells you.
Skate or die.
Hey, you get it. I like it.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, recording. And the edits begin. Hey.
What's up, guys?
Exhaustion and fatigue is what is up.
Your adrenaline should be up. You're about to go down a mountain, aren't you?
a cool mountain on a board. Twice. Hence the game we're playing. We were playing Cool Borders 2.
That was a bit of a stretch.
Yeah, it was awful. For
We'll
those,
just edit that out later, right? Oh, shit. Let me just
God,
murder my
shit.
microphone. You want to check, make sure I didn't die there?
I think you're okay.
Oh, I'm below that.
Oh, you are.
You can't see. You can't see me?
Oh, yeah, you're still
Yeah, I'm
good.
fine. Okay.
So, for those that don't know, Weekly Dosage is done in segments now. We air live for special occasions.
When we feel like doing cool, weird stuff.
Cool Borders.
This is cool, normal stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we're white people skin.
So my voice is shot for some reason, so that kind of sucks. So I'm going to do my best to talk about this game. And this, of course, is on the PlayStation 1.
PlayStation Classic.
We're playing this on the Classic. For those we've talked about we've played before, currently at the time of recording this, the price has dropped to $39.99
I saw that.
at Walmart. It originally retailed for $99.99.
That is
So-
a hefty price drop.
Significant price drop. I've seen photos of, I don't know if they're Photoshop, but shelves full of
Yeah, I
these
was,
things.
I was going to say, there's only two reasons you do a price drop that severe, and it's either because
Eliminate
it sold
stock.
really well or really badly.
Yeah, they're eliminating stock on this
Yeah.
thing. Pretty much everyone I talk to about this has apprehension about it, or has had. A lot of it is just like nerd data talk. Like, it's only in 50 megahertz, and it's the PAL versions of the game.
Okay, well, there's some legitimacy to the PAL versus NTSC thing, if we're
Sure.
being real, but
But come on. The game lineup
it
is
used
not...
to be about the games, man.
Right, so the game lineup isn't perfect, but like the people that are complaining, they're like, there's no Spyro, there's no Crash Bandicoot. Well, guess what? Go buy the remaster because you're going to probably play those anyways over the original.
Well, that was the thing. Why would you license out those two games to the Classic if you're going to turn around and sell remastered versions of them anyway?
So I'm not mad about that.
Yeah, and you knew they were working on those before the PlayStation Classic was announced, so the whole argument seems kind of ridiculous to me. I mean, there are some glaring omissions, don't get me wrong. There's some stuff that I feel like should be on there that isn't.
Tomb Raider example, but then again, have you gone back and played the original Tomb Raider?
Oh, no, it's bad.
Yes, it is not
It is not good.
So, again, is it a perfect console? No, but the thing is super travel friendly, easy to hook up and play. And guess what? Things like this where you can just sit down with a friend and play some things and reminisce and talk about it for maybe 30 minutes, especially for $39.99. Come on, you all have spent $39.99 on something stupid that you've regretted.
And it was only one game, probably.
Yeah, because that was the price of a new game back then, if not more than that. So honestly, do yourself a favor, get this thing.
I'll tell you what, if nothing else, man, Super Puzzle Fighter 2.
Yeah.
Turbo.
Which we played.
We did?
And if nothing else, get it for modding.
We didn't say that.
I
DNA
said
does
it.
not officially condone modding your hardware. Actually, I don't know where this sits.
No mames.
No, like legit. I mean, like modding hardware is in this weird place because like George Hotz was the first guy to ever mod an iPhone, and Apple sued him, and he won. And then he was the first guy to ever mod a PlayStation 3, and Sony sued him, and they won. And so like, he literally did the exact same thing, even called it the same thing. And one company, they were like, no, shut up, the consumer bought the device, well, you get out of here. And then the other company, they were like, no, you're totally right, Sony.
Well, here's the thing, and you own a license to these IPs, right? Same with music. They're intellectual properties of somebody else. But with music, you didn't actually buy that album. You're leasing it.
That's the problem with media in general, is basically that is the answer. And it was never really a question before because who had the money to buy a second VCR to make copies of a VHS? You just didn't do that.
Right.
It was insane.
And what's weird about it, too, is downloading music was...
Start the game.
I know. Downloading the music was highly illegal.
Oh,
But
super illegal, yeah.
you had a cassette player that could record the song off the radio.
Oh, yeah. And nobody said anything.
Right. That was very common growing up for... Well, we just aged ourselves.
I mean...
Let's, besides aging yourself playing a classic game here, let's just
Mixtapes, yo. That's... You know what's weird to me? They still use the term mixtape, even though a tape is not at all relevant in the process anymore.
Mixed media.
Well, I mean, because it would sound ridiculous to say it like that.
Yagi. Who we gonna be? We got Yagi, Jen, Cindy, Aaron.
Erin?
Erin. She's a hipster.
I think Jin.
Should we Jen?
I mean, that's who I'd pick.
Okay, we'll go with Jen.
I mean, look at that power. Look at that max
We can
speed.
change the clothes. Like, this is a pretty big deal. I like the green.
Ugh, you would.
I like the color.
Trying to
green.
turn him into Solid Snake.
Snake. Nothing wrong with
Wasn't
Snake.
he in one of these games?
One of the Cool Borders? I don't know. I don't
But-
think so.
I mean, maybe it was Tony Hawk?
Snake and Tony Hawk, no. Not that I know of, unless it was a mod.
I'm gonna look it up.
So
What
out
are
of the
the
Cool
tapes?
Borders games, this is the one that I probably remember the most or played the most. I ended up playing a few of them later on when 989 Studios took over.
Oh, who did this one?
Web Systems.
Who?
I think it was Web. I don't know if 989 was involved in this one. I think they were involved in 3. 989 also got involved in a lot of games in the late 90s. Most notably 98, 99. I don't know if that's the reason for the name. The Twisted Metal franchises, part 3, part 4. 989 got involved.
That explains a lot about the series, though. Is what makes me sad about that.
Why it changed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause Twisted Metal 2 was probably the pinnacle of the series, as far as I'm concerned.
I had the most fun with 2.
Blowing up the Eiffel Tower?
Yes.
That's not
I
on
love
this
what's
thing, is
there.
it?
Twisted Metal 1 is on this.
See? And
Yeah, I don't know why they left out. Ooh, starting off rough. I
Well, that
gotta
guy
learn the
just died.
controls.
no analogs.
Yeah, there are no analog sticks in this thing, so again, relearning controls. Oop, that's first person view. I know what that. It's been a long time. Shouldn't have left you. Without a dope beat to step to. Anyway, I gotta figure out how to rotate and do other things. So this might be a learning curve episode.
Oh, you mean just like when you stuck me on cluster trucks?
Hey, I mean, at least Cluster Truck was somewhat entertaining.
So,
Okay.
is this just like a giant half pipe, or are you not skating down the... Or
This is a half
skiing
pipe
down
level.
the
I
mountain?
wanted something simple for a warm up.
Oh, right on. I wasn't paying attention to what mode you
Yeah,
picked.
I just picked half pipe to warm up. There we go. I got some rotation going. Nice 540. Nope. Let's straighten out here.
Alright, so I was incorrect. He was not in Cool Borders, but from what I'm seeing, it looks like he was in Tony Hawk 3.
Solid Snake was?
Yeah?
That's weird. I don't remember that at all. Yeah, I played all the Tony Hawk games. There we go. Half pipe challenge.
Woo!
Did terribly.
Womp, womp, womp.
14.5. That's quite awful.
Oh, no, this is Metal Gear Solid 2 skateboarding.
Weird. That's the name of the game?
Well, I guess it was some weird mode in MGS2. It's like a bonus or something. Not putting that on the screen for copyright purposes.
I don't remember that at all.
I mean, I never played any of them, so I wouldn't remember it.
I've played them all. I don't remember that. Huh. The McTwist Indie Grab. Let's go to exit.
Twist Indie Grab?
Indie Nosebone. Up in R2, L2. I like that it tells you the tricks in the loading screens, so you could slowly kind of learn. The instruction manual also had the tricks in there.
Does the PlayStation Classic include like a digital version of the manual for the games? Because that would have been the call.
No,
Wow.
I don't think so.
Rude.
I'll have to check the interface once we finish the
Yeah,
game.
once we wrap up, maybe check it on the way out.
Yeah.
So is this still a load screen?
No, this is the intro sequence.
Or are you just letting it go?
Yeah. You probably get flagged for this.
Copyright infringement!
I love that it switches between like actual footage to game footage. Like it looks like not good. I mean, they tried for the time.
I was gonna say, it looked mind-blowing for the time.
This is just showing you that visuals do not age well. And the thing that people most remember is the gameplay.
Oh, yeah. I mean, unless you're one of those hipster buttholes who takes one look at a game and goes, that looks like crap, I'm never gonna play it.
My wife will hate me for saying this, but I'm gonna call her out. And
Uh-oh.
she might not watch this episode anyways.
You might get lucky.
So,
Is she one of those hipster buttholes?
yeah, she refuses to play Final Fantasy VII because the visuals are terrible.
I mean, that's fair, the game is terrible.
How do I stop the stream?
No, I get that, though.
Speed.
Your side, not hers.
Sorry,
Andrea. I guess I'll have to go ahead and be wrong again.
Where's something slutty?
Wow, that's
Just kidding.
I'm just gonna wear a skirt on a snowboard hill. I feel like that's not gonna happen.
Just a nice underwear.
Nothing else. I don't think they did the ice bucket challenge back then.
Should've.
No, like my oldest is like that too. There was some game, I don't remember what it was, that I was playing that was from like the Mario RPG was a great example. Me and all my friends were. Wait, was that it?
That is the big air challenge. I got nothing.
Good job. Is there a retry button?
I hope
We
so.
gonna? Can you skip the replay? You have to watch yourself fail again. That seems kind of crappy.
Here's a retry. I don't know what I'm doing.
But anyway, I went back to play Mario RPG because I hadn't in a long, long time, and the game is amazing. And realistically, the visuals aged pretty well for. Whoops! For being what it was. It doesn't look terrible because the graphics were very stylized, but at first the older kid was like, this game looks terrible. And I got him to actually play it for a minute, and he was, this game's okay, I guess. And I'm like, stop judging these games by what they look like. Of course most of them look terrible. They were made before you were born.
Yeah, I mean, visually
But, like, holy
that
crap,
game is
man.
not great, but it paved the way for so many titles. Paper Mario.
I was going to say, not just its own sequels even, but a lot of stuff, because that was a collaboration with
Luigi.
Nintendo and Square.
Yeah.
And Square took a lot of that stuff and used a lot of those things in some of their other games. Like that 3/4 isometric is almost the exact camera view they used in Final Fantasy Tactics.
Yeah. Lean air down in R1. Cool.
On a board.
So if you I'm assuming at this point you've watched already, we did Skate 3, so this is the other half of our sports cool bro episode.
I was not here for Skate 3, unfortunately.
You were not.
I was contagious.
You were tweaking.
I was just holding down on R1 and L1. Full force, bro.
You shouldn't do that. He's just a boy. Options.
Ghost load. That means something very different.
Just a ghost. We got a white resort.
It's a spooky ghost.
Sunset downhill. Is that bear in the forest?
Okay, these courses just remind me of mini golf.
They do look like mini golf courses.
Oh, that's a
tough.
game we should play sometime. We should do a mini golf game.
Have you ever played Hot Shots Golf?
A little bit. I'm
Fucking
terrible at it.
Loved Hot Shots Golf. I wish I had a copy of it. I might still.
I have it on either PSP or Vita. Like, legitimately have the cartridge. It must be Vita. Must be Vita. I think I have tennis on PSP for
Speaking
some
of
reason.
Vita, the PlayStation Plus ended They're free games for PS3 and Vita in March of 2019.
Yeah.
So depending on when you're watching this, it's probably already
May already be over, yeah.
Oh,
Boom.
you suck.
Yeah, Vita and PS3 gone the wayside for the PlayStation. That's a wall, buddy.
There, always helping me.
That is not a half pipe. But, yeah, I mean, I get why we're coming up on the end of this cycle as of the time of this recording. You know, there's a lot of speculation going on right now about specs and abilities for both.
Well, apparently there is a
consoles.
patent signed for backwards compatibility.
Yeah, that's super exciting to see that Sony's going to make, supposedly trying to make the next console fully backwards compatible, like all the way back to PS1, is what I read. Oh yeah, me too. I still have all my PS2 and PS3 games on my shelf in my living room.
Yeah,
It'd be super great to go back and play some of those old RPGs I never finished or got around to that didn't get a remaster.
Good God, this game is not
Kingdom
easy.
Hearts.
Excuse me.
What's wrong with Kingdom Hearts?
It got 9 remasters.
Wow.
Okay, I'm exaggerating, but like,
I don't
not by
think
much.
I don't think you got one remaster.
Really?
Kidding.
You want to fight?
I want to be good at this game again. I used to be good. I don't understand why I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
You got old.
Did I, though? Or did the game get old?
Yes. That's the worst part of this, is you can't even be like, wow, this game's old, without automatically being like, me too. We both aged, it's not fair.
Like, I used to be able to nail tricks and flips, and now I can barely get down the damn hill.
It's alright, you're definitely doing better than I would have.
Really?
Oh yeah, dude, I've always been terrible at these types of things.
As I biff the wall.
I'll tell you, the last game that you could even sort of say was in a genre like this that I was good at was the original Slalom for PC.
Cool.
Going way back to late 80s, early 90s.
Oh! Just landed on my dome. Totally uncool.
Oh, you're not walking that one off. Yagi, what are you doing? You ain't got enough speed, bro?
Oh.
He's trying to off him on the way through there.
I don't know what I'm trying to do, to be honest.
I'm not real clear either.
I'm just trying things out.
It's fine.
Hmm.
Just being experimental.
Presented by Palm.
Oh, where's my NOS? That's a sponsorship I'm after.
I mean, I'll take some Palm. I drink a lot of it.
I drank a lot of NOS.
It's just not good for you.
Ow, my liver.
This is my body. Destroyer of worlds.
True story.
Oh no, how do I get out?
Let me out. Let me out. This is not a dance. That's all I'm going to say. I don't want to get copyright.
And we just did.
Womp, womp, womp.
And it's gone. Alright, so let's try out the Sunset Downhill. And we're just kind of showing you a little bit of each thing here. Some of you, maybe the first time you've ever seen this game, maybe we're selling it on to you, but maybe we're just not great salesmen. But
Maybe.
honestly, this is included on the PlayStation Classic, so
Maybe we're just pooping on all your childhood memories by not being able to pull off any of the
who might
tricks.
be good at anything in here?
Bust a trick. Is that legal? Is there a button for like
Hey,
go faster?
I landed, well, you can lean with it, rock with it.
And a rock
There's
wing.
carving. Like, I used to legit want to be a snowboarder. That wasn't good, though. I have friends that snowboard. They're actually pretty good.
Yeah. Should we get them to come do an episode?
Have them play Cool Wars. Hey, I got a good. Did you see that?
Nice. So proud of you, buddy.
No, one of my friends, I forgot where he was at. Maybe Switzerland, somewhere, but he broke his ankle
Ooh.
on the mountain.
I don't know if I'd qualify that as
Snowboarding.
being good at it.
He's good. But it's just a freak accident. So he was like telling
Like
us
running
this-
into that wall.
He was telling us this story about the hospital visit over there
Wow.
and like dealing with insurance like internationally and stuff.
I can't even imagine.
Oh God. I won't tell the story because obviously it's not my doing, and then he would tell it better anyways.
Yeah.
So, but he was hey.
Good, 146.
Yeah.
Checkpoint.
He went through that, man. He was like, oh, damn.
Uncool. Does that mean they're going to take your board away?
I hope so, because I'm bored of this.
Woo!
This seems
You know-
unsafe.
you just got right back up, though. I'm pretty impressed.
Well, you know, when you're good, you're good. It reminds me of the Tumble and Excite Bike.
Oh, God, I loved that game. I loved that game more than anyone had any business loving any game that was that bad.
What's wrong with Excite Bike? That game was great.
It was great fun. There's a lot wrong with Excite Bike. And I'm saying that as somebody who truly loves that
shit,
game.
I just died.
Oh, no.
They should have like a cutscene where a helicopter
Like
heli
Mario
lights.
Kart style.
Yeah.
Just instead of Lakitu, it's I'm sorry, Lakitu.
Lakitu. He just air vacs you out.
I hate that pronunciation. I don't even care if it's right. I hate it. It's like the GIF thing.
Oh, that shit pisses me
He's
off.
Lakitu.
Lakitu. Speaking of, I've been listening to a lot of subtitled anime.
Yeah,
Kinda like,
trying to absorb.
yeah.
How's that going?
I mean, it's interesting.
What have you been watching?
High School of the Dead.
Right on.
You watch it?
No,
It's zombies.
it was insanely popular when I was still running cons, but I never actually got around to watching it myself.
Yeah, I don't think it went more than one season.
For clarity, I mean when I was running anime conventions, not when I was pyramid scheming people.
You're just conning people.
Just constantly.
Con Junior. I've also been
Super
watching
Nuisance
that.
Phone?
Yeah, I've been watching that. We got Hulu when it was on sale for 99 cents a month
Right on.
for a year. And so I've been just watching.
$12 ain't bad.
No, I ain't mad about that. I have the complete collection of King of the Hill on DVD, but like
It's so much easier to
It's-
stream it than it is to dig the DVDs
streaming
out.
is way easier.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same reason I rewatched all of Futurama when it was on Netflix instead of digging out my DVDs, because I own that whole thing too.
Yeah. I love Futurama. Good
This
shit.
is one of the greatest cartoons ever. Possibly one of the greatest shows ever.
We should do an episode for the fans on saddest moments in like television or
just like
cartoon
a
history.
just like a top 10 countdown of saddest cartoon moments.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be like 8 things from Futurama.
Oh,
that would have been
nail it.
that would have been great.
Yeah,
You were up there, and now you're down off of there
How come there's no like grinding or?
because this ain't a skateboard game.
No, you used to be able to like there were poles and things. Maybe that's Cool Borders 3 that I played more of.
You used to be able to grind on poles. This game is dumb.
That's called stripping.
That's a very different game.
No, maybe it was 3 that introduced this stuff.
Could be.
Maybe I played more of 3 than 2, but I swear I played 2 a lot. Maybe it was one of those things I had to, and then I got 3, and then I was just obsessed with 3.
Well, I mean, when you get a
Oh god, my memory fails me.
when you get a better one, you know. Checkpoint.
Oh my god,
Good lord, man.
fucking dying,
You fucking did.
fucking dying, man. Fucking trees.
You're just ping-ponging off of things at this point, man.
Fuck, call me Sonny Bono.
Oh, that's
Pretty dark.
too soon.
Not too soon.
When did that even happen? Was that in the 90s?
It was in the 90s because Cher did that song.
Why didn't we cover that in Good Culture?
Shit, that was 20 years ago.
I stand by my question.
Did we not cover that?
I don't think so. I mean, I'm sure we talked about sharing that album because it
We
was
did talk about
monstrously
that.
huge.
We did
but
talk about that. I know that.
I don't think we mentioned Sonny Bono dying.
You got a phone. We can talk about it now.
I
And then-
was gonna say, what am I gonna do? Go back and quietly rewatch the whole episode?
No, look up when he died. Because I don't think we talked about it.
I don't think we did.
Hey, I landed 180.
Good job, buddy.
That is a great job.
Don't home. I tried to swipe Sonny Bono and my phone did not know what I was saying.
Who?
January 5th, 1998.
Yeah, see?
Would have been right at the tail end of the series, man. I'll tell you what, here's a good
Oh,
opportunity to tell the viewers at home, go back and find out. Did we talk about Sonny Bono's death?
Yeah. If you don't
Maybe
know
we
what we're
did.
referencing, All the Good Culture is available now on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. I've made sure I put that series in all 3 places.
Because it was good times.
This
We
was
poured
great.
so much of our heart and soul into those.
There's a lot of hours spent.
It was
on those.
a lot of hours spent on those. A lot of prep work. A lot of hours talking about it.
Yeah.
It's good stuff, though.
I think the series totaled right 17, 18 hours of content.
Over 10
10
episodes.
episodes.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Well, this has been Cool Borders 2. We did mention about the manuals, if they're included or not. So we'll go dashboard on this thing and check it out.
See what's what.
Do that.
I tell you what.
You can't change this.
Uh-oh.
Oh my goodness. Is it okay?
Did you kill it? I'm waiting for...
There we go.
No.
All right, back with you. Do you want to delete the... No. No. Okay, so we have resume points, guides, see the product website URL, and console button descriptions.
I wonder if that's... Is it like a snapshot of the URL at the time the game was released? Or is it like... now?
It's a QR code.
Good lord. Oh, okay. See, I'm slowly starting to understand why people were so angry with Sony about this.
Well,
What the
I'm not
shit?
connected it to the internet. with
I mean,
this
does it
device.
even have...
No, there's no port. There's no
Yeah.
Bluetooth. There's no Wi-Fi.
That's what I'm saying. Like, come on.
Console button guide.
It's not even the buttons for the game. It's the...
It's for the console itself.
Yeah. Okay.
Settings. This is the system settings. Oh, wow.
So is there not like a press whatever for options on the game itself?
Nope. Say web systems. Alright, we'll close with this. For those intrigued by the PlayStation Classic, you've probably seen content on this before. If not, here are the games. Destruction Derby, Final Fantasy VII, GTA.
Good game.
This one, yeah. It's
Yeah.
really fun. Love the
Very different from what you guys see nowadays.
Yeah.
Fully
So let's talk
top-down.
about age, too. 22 years.
Well, no,
The time
that's
of recording this.
97.
It's 2019, bro.
Shut up.
At the time of recording this, 22 years.
Maybe.
24 years. Destruction Derby. This is, I think, a launch or around launch title.
Sounds right.
22 years for Final Fantasy VII. 22 for GTA. Intelligent Cube, 22. Another 24. Jumping Flash. One of the best, if not the best, PS1 games. Metal Gear Solid. Which, God, 21 years. You will get a full hour-long episode of this game in the near future.
He keeps saying that.
It's going to happen. I was determined since we tried it that night and it didn't work. I've been determined to make an episode of this game since. And chat, well, I guess there's no live chat. Well, comments. Let me know if you want to see a long play.
We'll just
You and I one Saturday would just play.
sit down and play the whole game. That's
the whole game.
how long is it?
I could beat it in about 5 hours, 6 hours.
Let me see if you're full of crap. Keep going.
Mr. Driller from 2000.
Oh, I forgot all about that game.
Oddworld.
Mm.
Rayman.
You're forgetting the years, buddy.
Okay. 19 years, 22 years, 24 years for Rayman. Resident Evil Director's Cut.
Oh.
So.
That for a lot of people, $40 just for
that?
That and Metal Gear.
Yeah.
And you're done.
And Final Fantasy.
Yeah, according to this, the average completion time for Metal Gear Solid 1 is 11.5 hours for the main story, 12.5 for extras, 15.5 for completionists.
I could do it shorter than that.
All right, we'll see.
I know the game like the back of my hand.
Any
How'd
percent
that mole get on there?
Any percent speed runs average about 3 hours 13 minutes.
I could do it 5 to 7 hours, I bet you.
World's fastest is an hour 46 33 seconds.
Yeah, there's a guy that can do it without obtaining certain items.
You know what? I guess I shouldn't say world's fastest because this is not necessarily a full list of that. But the fastest on this particular site for speedrun, any percent, is an hour 46. The slowest any percent is 7 hours 10 minutes.
Craziness.
Co-op. What the hell? 10 hours for co-op.
Persona, 23 years.
Oh, you know what? And that's a big one. Persona kicked off
Huge franchise.
a giant franchise. Ridge Racer Type 4.
So 20 years.
Yeah.
Super Puzzle Fire. You saw that in a previous episode.
I hope you saw. That's a good one.
So 23. Siphon Filter. This game is a lot of fun still. 20 years. For
That one kicked off a huge series too, but it had a lot of ups and downs, and I think it's been permanently shelved at this point.
Yeah, a lot more downs than ups.
Yeah.
Cool style. It was for anyone that liked Metal Gear but wanted a different action approach to things.
Mm-hmm.
And it was more shooter than it was stealth espionage action.
Siphon Filter was?
Yes. It was more shooter. It was still the same perspective, third person.
Mm-hmm.
But
I was always a huge fan of Hitman for that reason, because I really liked stealth.
Yeah. Siphon Filter's a lot of fun. I played this one. Tekken 3.
Meh.
Fighting game.
3D fighter.
Yeah. I hate to be so dismissive of that, too, because there are good ones.
I don't hate them all, but I dislike most of them.
Yeah. Rainbow Six. Talk about another
The original
one that
one,
kinda, kicked off a franchise.
And Tom Clancy's.
Twisted Metal. 24 years old.
Oh, snap. Wild Arms.
Wild Arms, 22 years
Oh,
old.
that's a great series, too.
And Battle Arena Toshinden.
Another 3D fighter.
They did a remix later of that. I played on the Saturn. But this was before that. So that is your 20 games available on your PlayStation Classic.
It's a pretty good spread.
And again,
Especially
minus
for $40.
your omissions of Spyro, which again remaster, and Bandicoot. For those that don't have a modern system and you see those omissions, I could understand your personal grievance. Wanting to be like, let's say, you're a family man, you're in your 40s, you're like, man, I remember this console. I, again, grew up and did other things in my life rather than play video games, because that's apparently the social norm. If you play games, you're a loser. But haha to everyone that said that and all those competitive gamers making millions of dollars.
Yeah, I was going to say, I can't even imagine what those people feel like nowadays in today's climate, where video games are like $1 billion sports industry now.
Yeah, we fooled you. All that wasn't for nothing. But not everyone could be that level of gamer either.
Yeah.
But no, for the consumer that out there that hasn't stayed up to date on tech and they've had other priorities, this is a great device. And I could understand them picking this up and be like, oh man, I really wish I had Crash Bandicoot or something else.
Or whatever game.
An odd one was Jet Moto. Where's Jet Moto?
That's a good question. That was a huge franchise for PlayStation 1, and they have not remastered it, so it's not like that's an issue.
Yeah, that's an odd one that was left out.
I wonder if somebody weird owns the rights right now.
It could be. And there are other ones too. Chat in the comments below. Let us know what you would have liked to have seen on here. Obviously some non-first party games too, or a lot of people are going to say. Like wrestling games, there's none. There's barely any sports titles on here. So, let us know in the
Yeah, I
comments
feel
below.
like the sports games probably didn't age very well.
Well, no, but again,
A lot more
one of those-
noticeably because there's one every year.
But again, with these bundles, hell, they even put Tecmo Bowl on the Nintendo Classic.
That's true. Tecmo Bowl was... anyway, we talk about this all night. The point is, sound off below. Let us know what you think got missed.
And, of course, thank you for checking out yet another segment of our weekly dosage here each and every week. Stay tuned for more content from us. If you like what you see, follow, subscribe, and check out all our other available videos. Hundreds of them available at your fingertips at any time.
Awful lot of stuff.
So dive in, have fun, and keep watching. We'll see you guys next time. Why is this not doing its thing?